I'm here at the biggest antique mall in the South, Granddaddy's Antiques. Let's walk around and check this place out. This is an old Cushman from the 60s, a 62 Cushman. That's pretty cool. Here's one from the 70s, Honda Hobbit. Look to be in pretty good condition. Oh, this one doesn't run, but this one does. This is off of a Carousel from the 40s. I mean, 41? They want a little over 2,000 for it. 1940 Carousel. That's so cool. Look at the bulbs on it and the artwork. Just think that would have been a little bit before World War II started. There's some Volkswagen bog doors. It's crazy the things that people collect, but a couple hundred a piece. City of Burlington. That's old. Granddaddy's Antiques. Yeah, the South's largest mall, as I said. It's right there. There's an old ATM. That's too cool. Has a phone on it. Wow. It's Halloween time, so look at this. These like old school cameras. That's badass. There's an old Jack in the Box. All kinds of creepy old stuff. Kind of some stuff from the dark side, huh? Oh, the Devil's Tromping Ground. I did a video on that. It's just like a circle of dirt that they can't grow grass at, and people camp out, and it's actually on Devil's Tromping Ground Road, as a matter of fact, Bear Creek North, kind of near the Siler City area, but they actually have shirts of it. But it is, some believe that it is evil grounds, you know. And Bigfoot. It's a lot of satanic stuff almost. An old projector.
Could you get something down for me?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
There's no way I can reach it.
Had to help her real quick. Halloween stuff. Of course, it's the end of September, or getting there. There's some art. Hey, that's pretty cool. Noah's Ark. It's very Norman Rockwell looking. I wonder if it's a print of his. Yeah, it's just, oh, I got a coffee in my hand. I don't think it is though. Here's a bunch of old posters. So I don't like the plastic. I wish if they were true old movie posters, that'd be kind of cool. But oh, Captain Spaulding. Lost Boys, that's one of the best vampire films. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh god. Okay, let's see. Maximum. Oh, that's really cool. Maximum overdrive with the goblin on the front of the truck or whatever. You know, actually, I loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Dennis Hopper more than the first one. I thought that was really good. I know the first is a classic, but why do they gotta play music? Rock and roll posters, Misfits, one of my favorite punk bands, The Doors. Oh, cool. Jimi Hendrix, these are cool. Santa Cruz, Lollapalooza. That would have been a cool Lollapalooza. The 90s had some great Lollapaloozas. The late 90s, mid to late 90s. James Brown. Like if you actually had these vintage, you had these vintage posters, they were, you know, they'd be worth money, but they're just copies. Like that would go for a lot of money right there. They any old Grateful Dead, or obviously any old Doors. My buddy John is about to go see Iron Maiden. He asked me to. I'm just not an Iron Maiden fan. There's a bunch of old cameras. Look at these old cameras. Some of these cameras, man, date back to the 60s, maybe even 50s. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's an old. I wish I knew the year. But that, man. Wow, can you imagine using that? And some old filming equipment. There's lenses. Yeah. That's cool. Old train cars. There's some cards. The card market's doing really well. Especially during the pandemic, it really started booming. Like, can you believe some of these packs? Look what they go for. Boxes. They even say to buy the boxes and just sit on them. Like in 10 years, that you could sell that for $300 on eBay. Maybe more even. G.I. Joe, 50. Star Trek. You know, people love their Star Trek stuff, but Christmas stuff. That's cool. Old register. Oh, that's a cool shirt, the Jimi Hendrix. Look at the eyeball. That's a cool shirt. I have a yellow Dead Milkmen shirt. A lot of bands to choose from. These are pretty cool. ZZ Top. Oh, there's a Duke UNC. Of course, our huge rivalry. They're like the Yankees and Red Sox of college basketball. Actually, their rivalry is up there, an all-time sports rivalry. The Duke UNC rivalry competes with is up there with Yankees and Red Sox. So there's George. Oh, there's Zeppelin getting off their plane. That's really cool. That'd be kind of cool to have. John Wayne. Oh, Marciano versus Walcott. That was a good fight. Marciano was one of the few undefeated fighters. Died in a plane crash. Actually, there's a movie where Jean Favreau portrayed him. He was really good. There's Brando. If you're a Duke fan, that'd be cool to have with Leitner. I always liked Leitner. He was. There's a good documentary on him called "Everybody Hates Chris Leitner" or "I Hate Chris Leitner." One of those, something like that. But really, really good. Bobby Hurley, he was a good point guard. And Grant Hill. That, and of course, Yasheshvi just retired. Those old Sports Illustrated. Here's old metal signs. They go for good money. Some of them. Some of the old gas and oil companies. Topper beer. I never heard of that, but stuff like Interstate Batteries. I'm not really seeing one that jumps out at me, but like I don't. Some of the real big ones go for good money. The old vintage ones. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, look at all these old phones. It's so funny what people collect, like I said. A little of everything. Old lanterns. Is that old railroad lanterns? Yeah. I wonder what year they are. I'm sure they're from the early 20th century. Even have a lot of books to choose from here. Some vintage, some newer, but just a little of everything. So this is a huge place. I mean, it almost takes you a half a day to see it, you know, to go through it all. See some of these cards, the 80s and 90s they overprinted a lot of cards and they just weren't worth a lot. Some now, if you have an old Michael Jordan, it depends on what you have, but like I remember as a kid, you'd buy packs of cards and it was hard to even get any decent players. It was more of a challenge. Now you buy a pack of basketball cards now, you might get 2 Ja Morant rookies and one, you know, they do a little bit better for you, but now there's a Manny Ramirez rookie. That's kind of cool. That was when he was in his. I saw him a few times in Burlington when he played for the Indians. Saw him hit quite a few homers in the early '90s here in Burlington. Sure did. There's a signed Elon basketball. See some of these hockey cards, they're not worth much because not as much, I should say. See, $10 for that whole box. Just wasn't a good year. Wasn't a good year and wasn't as good of a card. I like that. Cars, they weren't really a big circus compared to Barnum Bailey, but stuff like that kind of can go for decent money. It's in a nice frame, as you can see. Here's some more stuff. Look at that old wooden pedal car. Or is that, no, it's an old metal. Yeah, it's metal. Oh, the pedal cars are cool, especially if they're redone. That old Coca-Cola machine is awesome. That is too cool. I wonder what they want for that. Maybe it's not for sale. Wow. Well, guys, I appreciate you joining me. This was a lot of fun, and I will see you next time.